Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, today is the day we got the MCX out, Sauer. First time ever putting a CO2 bottle in this puppy. And we're going to see how well I can do at 35 feet away, because iron sights are a lot different than a scope. Scopes are kind of like cheating, you know what I mean? And not that I'm completely against that for shooting fun, but you know, scopes are great if you're doing some good precision targeting, and also if you're going to be doing pest control. But anyways, let's see if we can get this sucker threaded in here. Okay, so it's in. That's up. Now the clip is already loaded. I'm using Crossman pointed pellets. Not like we get a lot of pellet selection in North Bay, but we do get some online. I did find some Crossman destroyer pellets I'm going to run through this, but not today. So today we're just going to go with these Premier pointed pellets. Get 1,250 rounds for like 27 bucks at Canadian Tire. So anyways, let's see how badly I suck with open sights, because I've been so spoiled with scopes on my other guns. And I don't usually shoot 10-meter shooting with open sights, so this is going to be quite interesting. And I don't even get to use my bipod either, because this gun is just too big for my homemade bipod. Okay, there's 3 shots. Now I haven't even touched the sight, so I'm kind of curious myself to see how well this thing was sighted in from the factory. So let me go take a look there. Well, I'm going to say it kind of sucks. So what we've got to do is we've got to bring our elevation up, and we've got our special tool for doing that. So this is going to work a little bit, I think, backwards. So I'm thinking I'm going there and I'm hitting there. I'm actually hitting too low. So I got to bring this, I think, down. So let's start with 2 notches down, see what happens. Okay, so definitely going down on the front sight is going to bring you up. So I think I got to go, I'm thinking maybe 2 more notches. Well, let's try 1 first. Hardly see that target. So I'm thinking let's go down another notch. You're not familiar with this gun either. It has a little spring-loaded tip. on the front sight, and that's where you got to push down on and rock it in place, and then just turn and it'll click to the next one. Alright, let's try this again. Let me go check that and see. The height not too bad. Let's put in a clean target. Try a fresh target and see how things go here. You know, it's funny, some people on some videos say this gun is loud. I don't find it loud at all. I find it's actually pretty quiet. Let's see about where we're at. Well, we got one bullseye. One bullseye, not bad. So I think we're not too bad as far as the height goes. So I'm going to try a little bit different way of holding the gun here on the bench. Alright, let's take a look at that. Well, I think we might need a little bit more sight adjustment. So, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put a fresh clean target in. I'm going to reload the clip. I don't know how many shots I got left, but fresh reload of the clip. So don't go away, it's instant for you. Alright guys, we're back with a fully reloaded clip. Ready to try again and see what happens. Alright, let's see where we're sitting there. So we're getting low. I'm going to try bringing the sight a little bit more, maybe another notch. What the heck, let's go for 2 notches. So I'm resting the gun on my bench here, and I'm using my fist underneath the handle to try and get the height up. Try check that out now. One stray, one that went pretty tall, I'd say she's pretty much there. Well, let's try and knock down some metal targets and see what happens. See if this thing's got enough power for that. Nope, definitely not enough power for metal targets. So I actually need to bring that sight down, I guess, one more. As I'm shooting, I'm trying to compensate for the where I'm hitting on the target there, so. So that actually has to go back up. Too bad you can't do half notches, you only get full notches. So. There we go. And out of bullets. Oh yeah, we're empty. So, as far as power level goes, from what I'm seeing of the switch of the pellets, this thing is pushing about 430s. Which is pretty consistent with what you're going to see on a lot of videos on YouTube. Even the American version of this, which is supposed to be over 600 feet per second, is actually total bunk. They've actually been chroning them and reporting back the same as our Canadian speeds, about 430s, you know, on the average. If you're rapid firing, of course, you're going to make that CO2 cold. You're going to drop down to, you know, high 350s, you know, which that's kind of normal for what CO2 does on a more rapid fire. So if you wait about 10 seconds between shots, you're going to have a more consistent speed in the 400s, okay? So it's not the most powerful gun out there, but it is one flipping cool looking gun, that's for sure, you know? And so I think what we want to do next is one more thing. I'm going to reload the clip, and we're going to pull the trigger as fast as we can and see how fast we can rip a clip out of this thing, and see how lousy the accuracy actually can be and how inconsistent our speed's going to end up being, because you're going to be able to hear the difference hopefully on camera. I know I'll be able to hear it, but let me get this thing reloaded. We'll be right back, and we'll do a rapid fire on a new blank target, and it's all about speed, nothing to do with accuracy on this test. Okay guys, we're about to commence firing, and my wife, I gave her the honor of doing the rapid fire test on this. She's known as Two Eyes, so she shoots with both eyes open, which is kind of freaking weird. But she is pretty deadly with pistols, not too shabby with rifles. And this is her first time ever even firing this gun. And remember, we're not going for accuracy here. We're just going to dump off 30 rounds as fast as you can squeeze that trigger. Okay, honey, anytime you're ready, let her rip. And she is fighting a wind. It's still coming sideways, but it's not accuracy. It's got a bit of a heavy trigger, so you gotta flanky it. Wow, look at that target dance. Okay, you're out of ammo. Pretty sure.
I lost count.
Let's just double check that statistic. No, you still got a few shots left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I wrecked it.
Alright, go. Oh, you got 2 shots left.
2! See? Quick jerk at least. Whoa.
There's that one.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's check our clip. Well, she's definitely empty. Alright, now you can sit there and reload it.
Oh, sure. I only got the job of...
Okay, so
Which side?
pointed tip down like that. Just put them there. When you're done all those, you take this tool and you gotta pop. Yeah, and it has its own stopper. Well, she's reloading. I'm gonna grab the arc. Well, accuracy is definitely not a thing.
Oh, well.
And that's not what we were going for anyways.
No.
Alright, so I'm going to zoom out. Now, this is a test and review video, guys, of this gun.
It's fun.
It is definitely a... Yeah, she's having fun. This could be bad. I might lose my gun. That means she owes me some money back.
No.
So, really cool rifle. It's heavy. This thing weighs like almost 9 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
It's sick, man. It's got a bit of a heavy trigger to it, which is fine. Non-adjustable either, but I expected to have a little bit of a heavy trigger on something like this. Now, there's a secret about this gun that I'm sure nobody even knows yet.
Or if they do, they haven't said
a darn thing, and I just discovered this myself. If you go to the hand grip here, you'll see that it's a little hinged thing. Now, this could be part of an assembly thing, but I think, you know what? We can take this and we can just take a bunch of ammo. And hopefully we don't spill any on the ground. So if you're out shooting somewhere and you don't want to carry a box of pellets with you, just load them right into here. That's convenient. And then you just have to make sure, you have to always carry your tool with you. That's a huge thing with this tool. You've got to have it because you have to be able to seat the pellets down. Because there's a little baton tip here and it's preset for depth, so you can't screw up. And after you seated all the pellets flush, then you got to go through and take the tool and push down on every single pellet to seat them properly in the clip. Otherwise, you're likely going to get some jam issues if you don't do that. Okay? Also, if you have any resighting to do, that would be another thing. You'd have to have that tool. Now, you could adjust the windage with a blade, like a screwdriver blade that's flat blade, but you're not getting at this front sight without that special tool. It's got a set of forks on it. But yeah, the cool factor is there. The safety is left-handed or right-handed, so it doesn't matter if you're a left or a right-handed shooter. Not a big deal. Okay. She's got that clip loaded. Now, I did order a spare mag, by the way, guys, from Cabela's. They have them, and I got a pretty decent deal on it. I can't remember, it was like $50-some with the shipping, coming by UPS, so it'll be here next week. And it comes with 3 strips for the mag, so that's kind of actually really cool. So now we're reloaded and ready to go again. And so now we're loaded. Let's set her up for another round. My wife can go have some fun with that in a few minutes as soon as we're done talking. It is nice for the 88 and 90 gram CO2s. You can use either one. Looks kind of stupid without the stock on there. You can go high pressure air with this thing too, which is going to give you a little bit more PSI, but unfortunately it's not going to do much for your speed. But it'll be a little bit more consistent, especially if you're shooting like not severely rapid, but you're not taking so much time, because high pressure air, the air is not going to get cold as you shoot like CO2 does. It drops its pressure with each shot, so you should take 10 seconds between each shot if you want to keep full speed up with the CO2. And of course your accuracy is always affected by the amount of inconsistencies or consistency. So the more consistent your shot's going to be for speed, the better your accuracy is going to be, as you also learn how to shoot your gun and set it up right too, because that's like a huge thing, right? But with CO2 gas, as long as you take about 10 seconds between shots, what I've learned over the last few decades is that you are going to be more consistent in that speed, which is going to keep your accuracy up. Because if your speed drops too much, so does your pellet at the end. So even at 35 feet, you could hit a bullseye all day long at 10 seconds between shots, but if you take, say, half of that time or less, well, now you suck. No matter how well your gun is set up, you suck. So you've got to keep that consistency up. And some people fight with it because they don't understand how CO2 gas works. But that's exactly how it works. And the hotter it is outside, actually, the little bit better it is to a certain point. You don't want it too hot outside, because that's actually bad for the gun and bad for the gas, because it creates too much overpressure with heat. Okay? But certainly on a day like this, it's like in the 20s or something right now, and low humidity, which is kind of nice. It's perfect time for shooting. A little bit of wind, not a big deal. 26 degrees outside right now. Now the gun is well built. There's a lot of metal on this gun, so it is extremely well put together. Sig Sauer, they did an outstanding job. Crosman has a similar version of this gun that I believe shoots BBs, and it's got a lot of plastic, some metal, but a lot of plastic on it, so not overly impressed. And it's an expensive gun for a BB gun, but this one is certainly great. The Crosman one actually, for BB gun, this flap here actually pops down, I guess when you pull the cocking lever back to set it, but would be, you know what I mean? This thing doesn't do anything on any of the guns, but your safety is an authentic safety. You know, push release, perfect for us lefty shooters. The righty shooters will probably appreciate it too, because they can just go with their finger here and swap out real quick. Us lefty guys, we're perfect as well, because we can just take our hand here where it normally is. So you can shoot the gun this way, you can shoot it here. The handrest comes set further back, I guess because of packing in the box, or maybe it's an ideal spot for some people with a shorter arm. I've got long arms, so I prefer to shoot like that. Picatinny rail system as well. This portion is metal, this portion is plastic, because this shroud area is plastic. But you can put other Weaver / Picatinny rails along the sides here and along the bottom, and of course here as well on both sides. So you can rail this sucker like really good. I am definitely going to be putting a scope on this thing, and I will shoot between scope and iron sights, but when I want to shoot with the iron sights at a shorter range, I'll mark my scope spot so I know exactly where the scope sat, because that's very important, because you're moving that scope even by 1 notch front or back throws your scope off. As we found out in my earlier video with the Benjamin 22 when we were testing the Predator pellets, I had to move my scope actually to fit that new mount on for my light for night varmint hunting and night target practice. So that kind of threw things off. Plus, of course, we had to re-sight in for those particular pellets because they're heavy buggers and they're longer. As far as noise goes, this is not a very noisy gun. I've heard people say on YouTube, a couple of channels, that it's a noisy gun. Well, if it is, I'd like to know where. And I live out in the country, so that should create the most noise available. And no, she's not a noisy gun at all. So don't worry about that. If you live in the city limits, though, and you're plinking in the backyard, which you might not be able to because of bylaws, okay? But if you do, then yeah, it might be enough of a noise it might piss off a couple of neighbors, but you know, I would probably suggest go shoot somewhere else either way. But if you're out in the country, it's usually never a big deal. We actually had people shooting real guns out here, so who cares? So, I'm going to say as far as accuracy goes, with the open sights, it's really good as long as you're consistent in getting your sights set up properly first. The range at which you're shooting at, like if we shoot at 15 feet away, I'm going to definitely be able to nail that bullseye and clear it right out, because I am really good with rifles, but at 35 feet, nah, it's not very good. Not with my high balls anyway, so scopes for cheating is actually a good point. So we'll definitely do that. Value for dollar, I paid $2.24 for this Canadian. It does sell for upwards to $3.50. You can get it with a scope. Red dot for the $3.50. $3.20 is the normal price for this exact setup in Canada. Speed, it's in the 400s. It's good enough. It's 177 cal. Has no problems with Crosman Premier pointed pellets. I did pick up some destroyer pellets that I'm thinking I might try out just to see how accurate they are, but destroyers are more for hunting small game, and this is not a gun that I would even recommend for trying to kill anything with other than maybe a spider. I wouldn't even shoot a snake with this thing. I'd do a 22 with a snake, because I've tried 177 on a snake, and I don't know what it is, but they got hard heads, even garter snakes. So it's like, okay. So great target plinker, lots of fun, great for rapid shooting too. Just remember, you're going to freeze that gas and you're going to suck for accuracy. You do that. Style of gun, good. It weighs almost 9 pounds, guys, so I wouldn't suggest a little kid maybe shooting this, because it's going to be a little bit too heavy probably for a little kid, but some little kids are amazingly strong, so you never know. Try the kid out at the store if this is what you want to get for your kid, and see how fatigued they get real quick at a standing position, and may or may not be a good choice. But certainly the speed is decent. It's just an overall really neat gun. I really like it, and I am going to be doing some customizing to it to make it, you know, cooler looking, you know, more fun looking. But it's certainly not going to help with accuracy, that's for sure. And I'm not even going to think about trying to get it even closer to that 500 feet per second range. I've seen the inside guts of one of these things just in diagrams. I'm like, yeah, no, we're not going to mess with that. So anyways, and of course, don't forget about your secret storage compartment underneath the handle here. I'm leaving that ammo in there actually, because I think that's actually cool. So if I'm out somewhere, I've probably got over 500 rounds sitting in that handle right now. So I'm good to at least blow off a bottle and a half anyways when I'm out. So that'd be kind of fun for going in the bush and just, you know, plinking at little things you hang off the trees. So it'd be kind of good for that, for like sniping and stuff, for just, you know, shooting your little green army guys and stuff. We got some of those, and maybe we'll set them up and do some target practicing. Tin cans. Stay tuned for some tin can shooting, guys. We're going to have some fun with that as well. Anyways, in the meantime, I'm going to give this thing a pretty easy 4.5 out of 5. I think is reasonable for this gun. And I'm all for it. I like the gun. I like the fact you can get spare mags with 3 extra belts per mag, so it's definitely worthwhile getting the mags. You know. Anyway, so thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry for about being long, but We did have to do some thorough testing, and I'm sure my wife was wondering if she was going to get called out to do some shooting anyhow. And now she's ready to rock and roll so she can go have some fun again. But this time she's got to go shoot something a little bit more accurate, but not on camera for you guys because this video is long enough already. So, see ya.